Alright, y'all. Welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Sakutaro is reborn as a furry lion? Yeah. So welcome back to some more Umineko. Last time, we had a very heartbreaking part for me at least. We start off with Maria and Angie arguing about whether that night when Rosa came back was a happy night or not. And then eventually, Rosa, after what Rosa did to her, right? Because Rosa slapped Buddy and that from Buddy's hand because she was picking up the suspicious receipt. And Rosa ran off to her room. And when she realized that, she felt guilty. And then when she realized what she did was very, very wrong, and she was being a very bad parent, she immediately ran back to Maria and cried and hugged her. And that one got me good. That one was very, very sad scene. In my opinion, so far one of the saddest scenes so far in the whole visual novel. That I mean, you guys saw how it was last part. That was crazy. That one got me. So yeah, and then after that we had Maria, obviously talking with Angie. She had Sakutaro. They moved on to this old mansion again, this hidden mansion in the island, in Rokkenjima, which we now know, or at least we know this is also the mansion where Virgilia, at the very least, that's what they showed us at the start of episode 3. Virgilia was taking care of human Beato, apparently before she became a witch, or when Beato was still a witch apprentice. This is where Virgilia took care of her. She fixed the vase and everything. It was the same place. I'm very sure of that from episode 3, like I said. So, yeah, that is kind of interesting to me. That's how. That this is the same place. And now Mari's back here with Sakutaro, who was, we saw him as just a freaking stuffed toy, right? Stuffed animal. But Beato wanted to give him a gift, right? Because she noticed that, Maria has incredible magical power, and Maria will apparently grow to be an insane witch one day. And Virgilia also showed up, speaking of which, so both of the piece of crafts are here. By the way, all scrap of anything, any affection has for Virgilia is gone, by the way. Any and all, I have no affection for her anymore. You know how at the start of episode 3, I said she was beautiful? I don't find her beautiful anymore. I actually don't. I find her disgusting now. That just goes to show. When you told me, like, that just goes to show. To me, Virgilia is proof that I don't care if she's acting now. I don't care, yo. She's proof that someone's personality can make someone more or less attractive for me alone. You know what I mean? Obviously, I saw her as charming the first scene I saw her, and then obviously once we saw more scenes with her, that just added on to that. You know what I mean? But then after episode 3, it was all a lie. A commenter told me it wasn't all a lie, but I don't care. The visual novel hasn't shown me that yet, so it was all a lie. So and she was faking it, and then her smile at the end, when she was doing that creepy smile, I don't like her anymore. All right, like, I don't find her gorgeous anymore. I don't. I find her disgusting now. I actually don't care. I do now. It's come to the point where I don't even see how I saw her as a good-looking woman before. I actually don't. Now I just think she's disgusting. And it's that bad. Yes, it's that bad. So, I guess that just goes to show how much of an impact personality truly does have. At least for me, you know what I mean. For me, I don't know how it is with others, because I mean, for me, that's just how it is. Okay. Yeah. Same thing with Beato. You know what I mean? Like, Beato herself, objectively, I wouldn't say she's ugly. You know what I mean? But then, personality, I hate her. I don't like her. And that makes her appearance also ugly to me. Alright? So, that's just how it is. That's just how it goes. Sakutaro, though, I agree with Maria, he's a really cute. He's really cute. Stuffed toy that was turned into a person. And he's got lion ears. We know he's a lion cub. But he's Bert and Virgilia tag teamed and to turn him into a human-shaped thing. Or at least has a human face, and he's got legs, as you saw in the character file last part. So yeah, they gave her and Sakutaro, I guess, this gift by using the powers of the other world. Here he is. This was apparently to make him manifest even more. So there's Sakutaro. Let's keep it going. Let's see what Sakutaro has to say. Let's see if Sakutaro still has Maria's voice actress going like, "What are you?" Or whether Sakutaro's actually going to get a different voice actor. Let's say they get a little boy to voice act Sakutaro now. Like, I want to know if he actually sounds different or if it's still just gonna be Maria speaking. Let's see. Alright, let's just keep it going now.
Uryu? Uryu, 本当に似合ってる? 恥ずかしくない?
I think it's still Maria. I think it is. I think it's still Maria. Ooh, okay, 3.5 holes. Again, Virgilia, she just wants to keep that record, doesn't she?
とても可愛らしい姿ですよ、サク太郎ちゃん。マフラーがチャームポイントだと思ってな。あとは耳だ。獣耳はいいぞ。実に可愛い。後でわらわにもかじらせよ。
ありがとう、ベアトリーチェ。素敵なプレゼントを本当にありがとう。
礼には及ばぬ。そなたの素晴らしき魔法と友人に敬意を表したまでよ。そしてこの域にまで達したそなたはもはや見習いをいつ卒業してもおかしくない。今日よりさらに新しく楽しい魔法を伝授してやろう。これより原初の魔女見習いのマリアと名乗るがよい。
Right. Okay.
原初の魔女って？
うん。造物種の道を求める魔女の称号よ。今は身の回りの小物に魔力を吹き込む力しか持たぬエンチャンターでしかない。
An enchanter, okay?
しかし、1000年の修行を経たならば、その胸の内より魔法体系はおろか、銀河を生み出すことも夢ではあるまい。
Yeah, I wanted to believe that. Yeah, she can create her own system of magic in a galaxy. Yeah, sure, okay. From zero. From zero. Create a galaxy from zero. That's crazy, bro. This little girl right here. That's crazy.
原初の魔女の才能はとても希少。
Who's the... Where have you got this title from? Are you talking as if there's someone that used to be a previous Witch of Origins? Did someone else like that exist before, or is Maria going to be the first one?
幼き日には誰もが持つのに誰も持ち続けることができない。この称号はあなたが汚れなき心を失わなかったことの証でもありますね。
原初の魔女すごい。
Yo, Maria, if you can create galaxies, just kill these two right now, please. Oh my god, you become a Witch of Origins, whatever the frick that means. Kill these two, and then come back and just be like, oh wow, so magic didn't exist after all. I just shot them. like, come on, do something like that, and you will be goated.
マリア、原初の魔女見習い。
Sure, totally.
マリア、すごいね。すごい。原初の魔女、すごいすごい。ウリュウ。
Sakutaro is cute though. I can't lie there. Red eyes though. Sus. Furniture, classic furniture red eyes.
やがては一人前の原初の魔女マリア教を名乗ることになろう。
I'll also say that every single furniture of the witch so far has had red eyes, other than Runove. Runove is the outlier there, but he's a demon, so that's why he's probably an outlier. And well, I don't know what Genji's eye color is, but at least Kanon and Shannon have blue eyes, and that's his furniture on that side. Then there's Kumasawa, that you saw Virgilia hiding inside of. So I don't know if these red eyes, blue eyes, or anything like that has any connection to anything. But if there's one thing I've learned is to keep watch of eye colors. That
作太郎だけでなく、そろそろそなたもその格にふさわしい身なりをしても良い頃であろうな。
An apprentice fitting for your rank? What do you mean by that? You'll probably be able to call yourself by the title of a full witch lady, Maria the Witch of Origins. It may be a good time now to give not only Sakutora but you as well an apprentice fitting for your rank. What?
それ、見習いとはいえ、魔女の名を語るにふさわしき服装を与えよう。
Okay, so you're gonna give her an outfit. Right, because you just gave Sakutora an outfit, that's what you mean. Okay. Sure, give her an outfit. Let's see Maria's switch outfit. New character design. Let's go. I'm excited. When Beato whipped the pipe that was her wand, many gold butterflies appeared out of nowhere, grouped around Maria, and granted her a wonderful dress. Alright. Let this be more majestic than Eva Teach's dress. Because Eva Teach's dress was something. Or that scene where she gave it to her. With the marionette soundtrack playing in the background. Is so good still. Alright, let's see. Let's see it. Which Maria? Let's see it. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Ooh. Endowed with both cuteness and majesty. Yeah, it is. It is kind of a it's a combination of cute and kind of, I don't know, noble-ism. You know what I mean? It fits. It fits. Okay, I like the ribbon, shoulder thing. Okay. Okay, and the staff, of course, classic one-winged eagle staff. You gotta have that. Gotta have that if you're a witch. Okay. Endowed with both cuteness and majesty, it was indeed a fitting article of clothing for the girl who would eventually take the name of the Witch of Origins. Okay, let's read up on Maria. Maria, the Witch of Origins, who will live for the next 1,000 years, possesses the motherly magical power to give birth to one from the Sea of Zero. At a glance, her magical power is weak. However, Zero will never become anything but Zero, no matter how it is multiplied. Correct. I actually made that. I was the one that said that first, before the visual novel did, even though the visual novel came out before I said anything. So, I mean, whatever, I said it. Okay, but the one she gave birth to will eventually surpass the heavens. Okay. Protected heavily by Beatrice, who understands her true value. She is in an alliance with Beatrice. Alliance with Beatrice. Wait. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've heard this alliance talk before. She's in an alliance with Beatrice. Look, little Maria there, cute little Maria with her witch dress. But in the human side, I'm guessing she's still the same. Right? She still dresses the same as always. Yep, still the same human dress that I guess Rose gave her. On the witch side, though, she has this majestic witch look. I would say it's an upgrade, personally. Let's see. Design-wise. Yeah, I'd say it's an upgrade. I'd say it's an upgrade from human side. Alright, you know, I may hate Beato, but I guess her sense of style is better than Rosa's, even though she owns a design company. It is better. Okay, anyway, so she's announced with Beatrice. I find it interesting because with Sakutora it says he holds a decoration as a diplomat and all witches, weapons and furniture in the Alliance! And even demons and divine spirits in contract with the Alliance again are not permitted to take aim at him. So, I guess the alliance between Maria and Beato. So, the 7 stakes plus Lambda plus Burn plus the goats plus Ronove, they're not permitted to take aim at him. Is that what they mean by this alliance? I don't know, but okay. Sakutaro. I still can't get over the fact that they made him a furry. Why does he have such long sleeves though? Hey Beat, what's that about? What does he have any arms? His sleeves are crazy. But okay.
すごいすごいすごいすごいすごいかわいいかわいいこのお洋服ママにも見せたいダメ
魔女の清掃はみだりに見せてはならぬぞ。
It's her mother!
もったいぶった方が価値が出るというもの。
And then the great witch, the witch's apprentice, and their new friend Sakutaro had a lively time enjoying their tea together. Wow, so Virgilia's just been relegated to just the witch. Deserved. She sucks. Alright.
ね、私はこんなにも幸せだよ。そしてこんなにも楽しい。
幸せだよ。
幸せになることをどうか恐れないで。
There's still tears in her eyes, in Angie's eyes.
幸せになるというのは今の不幸を受け入れるという意味じゃないの。
Very good point from Maria there. That is a very good point.
今の不幸の中に幸せを新しく生み出すということなの。
Okay.
それが原初の魔法。
So it's not about just accepting your fate, it's about creating a better fate. I actually really like that message. Even though I hate everything about, you know, Beato and Virgilian this giving. Actually, I like Sakutaro as being a furry now, but otherwise, I hate the idea of what's going on. But I really like this message. I really like the message that you can carry on with you.
私は今の自分の世界を認めたくなかった。こんなにも孤独で辛い世界を肯定するのが許せなかった。だからマリアお姉ちゃんの世界に惹かれながらも最後の一戦で受け入れられなかった。
教えてあげる。マリアの原初の魔法を。
教えて。
いいえ、教えたことがあったはず。そしてあなたにも使えたはずなんだよ。
You told her about that before, yeah.
忘れちゃった？
You told her about how she already forgot about it.
エンジェだってマリアージュ・ソルシエールに名を連ねる魔女の見習いだったでしょ。
Okay, so they're mentioning mariage sorcière again. The thing that Beato mentioned last part as well. Whatever that means. Something being entered into that, whatever that is.
ええ、そうだったわね。マリアージュ・ソルシエール、懐かしいわね。私もそこに名を連ねていることがあったっけ。
Okay. Still don't know what that is. Is it a book or something? A book containing witch apprentice names? Or just witch names in general? That's the end of Angie's chapter. Okay. Okie dokie. Mariage Sorcière. The World 12 Years Later, October 1998. Alright, this time I've read it, y'all! Mariage Sorcière. So we're 12 years later. We're going to October 12 years later. Is it after Eva died? Okay, so we're going back to Angie's world. I'm guessing after Eva died still. I'm guessing after... Actually, I'm gonna guess after Angie got away with Amakusa. We're going here. And... Okay, Mariage Sorcière. Okay.
1987年4月のことです。
Okay, so... Like, well, 8 months after the murders? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months actually. 6 months after the murders in Rokkenjima. Okay, half a year.
私は友人からある奇妙な依頼を受けました。
Okay.
とある大富豪の遺品である蔵書が大量に競売にかけられていて、その一部に民族学的にも考古学的にも、あるいはオカルト的な意味でも極めて価値の高いものが含まれていると思われる。
Okay, Kinzo's books.
その価値を内密に見てほしいというのです。
Okay.
87年ロッケン島での事件の半年後。
Yes, I calculated that myself, Angie. You're good.
さようです。
Okay, so this guy. Don't know who he is, but he gets his own character sprite. Seems like an older man.
それらの蔵書はロッケン島での難を逃れたものと説明されていました。
And Eva didn't do anything about that.
それを島の所有者である後宮エバ氏が競売に出したというのです。
There you go. That's the explanation. Okay. They appear to be at a high-class restaurant. Angie and a middle-aged man were sitting across from one another in a pair of secluded and quiet seats. Okay. Amakusa could be seen by the restaurant's entrance. He was probably keeping a lookout for pursuers from the Sumadera family. The scholarly-seeming man across from Angie spoke politely, but with enthusiasm. He hadn't so much as touched the food in front of him, which communicated effectively the passion with which he was speaking. He was a professor at a certain university, known in particular as an authority on Western folklore. Ooh, that is relevant to what we're dealing with. However, among his life works, that was only the one with the most acceptable public face. What do you mean? What do you mean? His true life work was the study of Western occultism. Well, perfect! Western magic, alchemy, and all else falling under the umbrella of the occult. That's great. As well as demonology. In short, he was one of the people best positioned to understand the details of Kinzo's research.
まず蔵書を鑑定して分かったことは、後宮エバ氏には民族学的な教養は全くなく、そしてその蔵書の本来の持ち主である後宮金蔵氏は、日本で五子に入る悪魔学の権威であったことは間違いないということです。
That does that up? Yes, that does that up. I will also say, I forgot what I was gonna say, but let's check out this guy's character file. Professor Otsuki, a professor from a university. Let's hope he does not become my professor in real life. Oh man, I'm gonna be meeting my new professors next week. Can't wait. Can't wait to start the new semester. Okay, anyway. A professor at a certain college, Professor Otsuki, well known as an authority on the study of Western folklore, also famous as a hobbyist researcher of the Rokkenjima witch legend and as one of the witch hunters. Witch hunter? So someone that is trying to find what witches are, I guess? Is that like a bounty hunter in One Piece? You know what I mean? I guess that's kind of different. Because, I don't know. The witch hunt. Interesting? Interesting. Aren't the translation for Umineko or like isn't like one of the people in like one of the organizations or whatever involved with Umineko, the translation of Umineko, isn't that the witch hunt? Is that a reference to the witch hunt within the actual visual novel? He's one of the witch hunters. The witch hunt is primarily focused on the straining of occult superstitions to explain the truth of the Rokkenjima crime rather than doing so scientifically, and its dilettantes and enthusiasts of the mystical primarily viewed as a type of mental game. The straining of occult superstitions to explain the truth of the Rokkenjima crime. Okay. April 1987. Angie was about 7 years old, or 6.5, or whatever. 7 years old. Let's just go with that. A major city antique shop came into possession of a... Sorry, what? A major city antique shop came into possession of a large quantity of ancient texts thought to have a high historical value. The texts had been entrusted to them by Ishirome Eva, who had requested for them to be put up for auction on her behalf. At the time, everyone thought that Eva had succeeded the Ishirome family and obtained all the wealth for herself as the only survivor. However, at that point, barely half a year had passed since the accident, which was not enough for the rest of the family to be legally declared dead in absentia, even given the extraordinary circumstances. Because of that, Eva was thought to have been in a very tight spot financially, unable to even to collect from her family's life insurance. It seems that she tried to sell everything of value, and even the books kept in Kyodorian. That's the other mansion, right? Yeah. Her location when she escaped harm. Okay, yeah, that's where she hid. Yeah, became a target of this. Again, we last saw Eva in the parlor killing Battler. From there, she went to Kyodorian, the other mansion. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. That detail to me is very, very interesting. When she escaped harm, became a target of this. And the fact that the visual novel is revealing this to us is also very interesting. And another thing that I find interesting is that Eva, the man himself said that Eva was not someone that was well versed in folkloritism, right? She's not someone that was very good at the occult, which means that despite that, she's still able to solve the riddle. That's something I want to keep in mind. Same thing with Rose, I guess. But Rose, at least, the occult things could have rubbed off on her from Maria, right? Because Maria's so knowledgeable about it. That's the difference. Eva doesn't have a child like that. So that's a big difference for me. That makes me think, okay, maybe. Okay. So yeah, and she sold all the books for auction. Let me think about it. She sold all the books for auction. She solved the riddle. Let's say she was in a tight spot financially. Maybe I guess she couldn't use the gold just yet that she found. So I guess she sold the books in a hurry. Let me just sell the books and then I'll gain money from this. Eva! What is going on in your mind? What were you thinking? Why did you kill Battler? Why did you kill us all? Or kill a lot of us maybe? And then do what you did in the future. You're a very suspicious woman. You have you're sus. Okay. And so is your son George. I've always said that. Okay. And when the authorities in the field gathered at the request of the antique shop to when the authorities in the field gathered at the request of the antique shop to appraise these documents, which were later called the Ushinomiya Library, they were given the shock of their lives. Apparently they're very valuable then.
少なくとも神秘学の見地から言えば、その発見が世界に与えた衝撃は司会文書発見にも匹敵するものでした。
I don't know what the Dead Sea Scrolls are. I'm gonna Google them later if I remember. Or you guys can tell me in the comments, but I've tried to remember that and Google it later.
後宮蔵書にはなんと1000年以上にもわたる間、その存在だけが知られているにもかかわらず、発見されていなかった数々の極めて重要な文献さえ含まれていたからです。
1,000 years? More than 1,000 years? And that's how old Beato is? Has Beato been living in Rokijima for 1,000 years? Is Kyodorian that hidden mansion? Is that where Beato truly was born? Is that where Beato truly was born? And that's why those books have been there for 1,000 years? I'll also say this. What Angie's doing right now is she's opening her second eye, right? Where she thought that the island accident, the Rokkenjima murders, or the serial murders, as they're called, she thought that they were definitely murders. There's no way it was something part of the occult or anything like that. But now, after the talk she had with Okonogi, she's learned, and of course after talking with Mari as well, she's learned that, okay, I gotta see the other perspective as well. I gotta open my second eye and see the full perspective, even if the truth within me disagrees with it. By opening the second eye, by getting out from the wheel of the hamster, by setting out from the Menger sponge, that doesn't really have any area at all, realistically, in the third dimension. By doing that, she'll see something she didn't see before, or she'll at least get closer to the real truth. The so-called romantic side of the occult, epitomized for example by alchemy, never ceases to stir an intense fascination in the dilettantes. The romantic side of the occult, so the whole thing about love again, are we getting back to love there? Love is the single element of the universe, and you can't see the truth without it. Epitomized, for example, by alchemy, you say. Even now, it is whispered that in various places around the world, a great number of magic books of historical value might be in the secret possession of very wealthy lovers of the occult, unannounced to the public. The prime candidates for this are said to be items such as Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, which are particularly popular among dilettantes. Yeah, of course they would be. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, of course they'd be popular. What the frick? I think whether you believe in the occult or not, you'd be interested in those. just knowing about what Leonardo da Vinci did, right? That makes sense. It is said that approximately 5,000 pages of the notebooks currently exist, and over 10,000 have been lost. But some researchers believe that a large part of this lost portion may be being monopolized by certain dilettantes and millionaires. Okay. It is said that because of this, even now, dilettantes who can't help but seek these spare no expense to search around for quietly hoarded away and unannounced notebooks. There is probably no doubting that Ushiromi Kinzo was himself one of those dilettantes. It is unknown what Kinzo went through to obtain these, but undoubtedly he must have spent his vast wealth like water to buy them off other rich people with the same hobby as him. The discovery of that huge number of books at the end of the 20th century, books so valuable that dilettantes were filled with the desire to hoard them away, and their subsequent release to the public gave the entire world a massive shock.
この一件により六軒島の名は全世界に知れ渡ることになります。そして同時に六軒島の事故によって未発見のさらに価値ある蔵書が大量に失われた可能性が高いことも全世界に衝撃を与えました。これにより六軒島と後宮蔵書の名は我々にとって生涯忘れないものとなったのです。
Our memories that are probably meant the occult knack of the woods with the same hobby as Kinzo. This incident caused the name of Rokkenjima to develop an important meaning within the world of the occult. Certainly, There had been a lot of reporting about the accident on Rokkenjima, but it hadn't been on an international level. However, this incident circled the globe, taking the image of Rokkenjima as a small island in the Izu archipelago and painting it over as a demonic island with a mixture of riddles, suspicion, mystery, and the occult. And that's probably why the murders on Rokkenjima were later seen theorized as having been a work done by a witch rather than actual murders done by, let's say, Eva. In other words, until Kinzo's library was leaked to the public by Eva, Rokkenjima had been nothing more than a nameless island that no one thought twice about. And it definitely hadn't been a witch's island. And I also want to say that Eva probably wasn't expecting that. Eva probably wasn't expecting that what she did would boom into the world like that. Especially because she's not into the occult, so she was not aware of how big of an influence it might have. She just thought, oh, there's a lot of books here, let me just sell them and then boom, boom, boom. Right? Maybe some viewers will be into it, and that's why they're high value for them. But okay, that's all. She didn't expect the entire Rokkenjima, the entirety of the island to be turned over like that. However, even knowledge of the Ushiromiya library spread across the world. However, when knowledge of the Ushiromiya library spread across the world, Rokkenjima's image immediately took an occult twist.
そしてそこへ起こるのが例のメッセージボトル事件です。
The message bottle is another big thing.
これがあの島を魔女の島に変えた。伊豆諸島の無名の小島がオカルトの島へ、そして謎の魔女ベアトリーチェの島へと変遷していったのです。
I will also say that, yeah, like I told you guys earlier, the books have probably actually been there for 1,000 years. If Beato was actually born in the island 1,000 years ago. This is again, if we're going by the thought that witches do exist and witches and these beings can actually live for 1,000 years. If you're going by that thought, then the books have been there for 1,000 years. It adds up in that sense. But again, devil's proof. You cannot prove that Kinzo didn't just obtain these books by paying high value people that own the books. So that's straight up a blue truth, right? You cannot you cannot use that as proof to say that witches exist. So it's not like a big issue there. But
後ろ宮蔵書とメッセージボトル、このどちらが欠けても六軒島魔女伝説は成り立たなかったと言えます。
So that's how the future paints the truth over what the truth used to be at the start.
メッセージボトル。
はい、空の瓶に手紙を封印し海に投じるという不特定対象への通信方法です。無人島から SOS を発信するというのが有名ですが、海外の有名推理小説の影響で自らの死後に真実を告白するという時間差的な遺書としても知られるようになりました。六軒島メッセージボトル事件はまさにこの後者だったのです。
It has also become known as a method of confessing the truth after one's own death, like a time-delayed will. The Rokkenjima message bottle was certainly the latter. Aren't all wills time-delayed, if you think about it? I don't know to specify there. A famous way of sending an SOS from a deserted island. But because of the influence of famous foreign detective novels... I mean, messages in bottles, setting, being, sent and delivered to islands. Very much Kingdom Hearts.
近くの島の漁師が拾っていたというやつですね。
さようです。式根島の若い漁師が手紙入りのワインボトルを拾っていたことが分かったのです。この若い漁師は興味本位からそれをたまたま保管していました。
Shikinejima. We have not heard that name so far in the visual novel, but some apparently young fisherman in Shikinejima.
それが後宮蔵書で六軒島が世界的注目を浴びたため公表したというのです。
So it was only like 6 months plus after he found the bottle or whatever that he finally announced it. That is interesting. And he decided to keep it out of curiosity. Interesting. Interesting.
その漁師による捏造の可能性は？
Is there any chance it was?
もちろんその可能性も否定できませんでした。ワインボトル内のノート片には後宮家のとある人物の署名がされていました。後宮マリアという少女です。しかし彼女の遺品の肉質から別人の筆跡であることが確認されました。
From the handwriting found on her former belongings, it was ascertained that the handwriting in the letter belonged to a different person. So, wait. The notebook pages in the wine bottle had the signature of a certain member of Maria. So you're saying that the handwriting changed at some point? What?
さようです。少なくとも少女より達筆で年齢のある人物によって書かれたことは疑いようがないでしょう。
The commemorative was written by a person more skilled at writing and of a greater age than her.
彼女の名を語った何者かが執筆した可能性が極めて高かったのです。よってこの時点ではノート編の内容の信憑性は薄いと考えられました。
So the signatures of Maria's, but the handwriting did not match up from her other handwriting. My head is not... I'm not arriving at any solution there. Someone more skilled as well, and out of a greater age. But wasn't it also said that Maria had beautiful handwriting? Better than average for someone her age, for sure, like by far. Didn't Batter say something along those lines? I remember him saying something along those lines several parts ago. However, later on, a sensation was created when it came to light that on the day of the accident, a similar message bottle had been recovered from the surrounding ocean by the police in their search for that evidence. So there's 2 messaging bottles? On the day of the accident, when the police came to search for the evidence, they found another message bottle? There's 2 all along? Was the other one also written by quote-unquote Maria? Hmm.
警察は現場の状況とボトルの封印状況から捏造の可能性は低く、事故直前の数日以内に投棄したものと判断したようです。また双方の筆跡は一致しました。これにより漁師の発見したノート片の信憑性が増すこととなりました。
So you're telling me that there's 2 bottles, 2 notebooks in them. and that the handwriting for the two bottles matched?
メッセージボトルの内容については週刊誌などが繰り返し報道しているようですが、説明がいりますかな？
いいえ、一応知っていますので。
Several sheets of notebook paper had been stuffed into each of the two wine bottles. There were extensive accounts, written in a diary-like fashion by some unknown person calling themselves Ushiro Maria, of the events of the day of the accident and the day before. And it was these that prompted the beginning of the witch legend serial murder case and the mystery of the Golden Witch Beatrice.
この奇妙な日記風式には、台風で島に釘付けにされた後宮家の親族たちが魔女復活の儀式に巻き込まれ、次々に不可解な方法で殺されていく様子が記されていました。
We have not been aware that there were two bottles that existed until now. We were aware of the one bottle caught by the fisherman in episode 1, but this is the first time we hear of a second bottle found by the police nearby. Interesting.
そして最後に黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが蘇り、全てを黄金鏡に飲み込む。まるでそれこそが当日の全容であるかのように記されていました。また当時の島の状況についても非常に詳しく描写されており、後宮家に勤務したことがある元の使用人たちは間違いなく内部に詳しい人間が書いたに違いないと証言しました。
そのおかしな幻想小説と後宮蔵書以降のオカルトブーム、そして結局は真相は闇の中という3つが合わさり、六軒島の魔女伝説を生み出したと。
さようです。すでに10年以上が経過した事件ですが、未だに世界のオカルトマニアの関心を集めています。いや、むしろ時間を得てますますに深刻化されたと言っていい。上陸禁止になっている六軒島に密かに上陸しようというマニアも未だに多いとか。
I like how increasingly has a different font because, again, the truth becomes painted differently as the future goes on. So the truth changes and becomes more and more and more and more different as time goes on, increasingly, like he says. And the truth in the future has so much power. The more you go into the future, the more power you have.
未だ未発見のメッセージボトルがあるのではないか。そしてあの日、あの島で本当は何があったのか。未だに議論はつきませんとも。
As though he had finally remembered that he had been going on and on for some time, the man took a sip of water. His pottage was now cold, but it seemed that the man's hunger had already been blown away.
確か漁師のノート編と警察のノート編で内容が全く違うと聞きましたが。
Really? They do now.
さようです。このせいで六軒島ミステリーはさらに面白みが増したのです。2つのボトルの中身はどちらも事故前日から当日までを記した日記風の式です。
As diaries come describe the events of the day and the day before. Both of them. Are they both written by someone that claimed to be Maria?
しかしその内容は共に前日から当日を記した内容であり、にもかかわらず 内容は全く異なったのです。
The biggest question is, are they written by the same person? Or the person that claims to be the same person? Maria.
まるでどちらかが真実でどちらかが虚偽のように、あるいは両方とも虚偽なのかもしれない。しかし始まりと終わりだけは一致するのです。始まりは親族たち18人は台風で島に閉じ込められた。そして終わりは全員が死に黄金の魔女がよみがえり、すべては黄金鏡に飲み込まれる。
The contents of both message bottles describe the events of the 2 days of the accident. But the details were completely different. Both diaries outline a serial murder following the epitaph of the witch, but the order of the sacrifices, the manners of their deaths, and even the tale of the 2 days are different. However, both depict the same ultimate conclusion: everyone dies and the witch revives.
あの島で何があったのか。唯一の生存者である後宮エバ氏が沈黙していた以上、あの2日間の出来事は全てが闇の中です。この2つの日記はその闇を埋める仮説をこともあろうか2つも提示してみせたのです。どちらの日記でも2日間を説明できる。しかしどちらが正しいのか、あるいは正しいことが含まれているのかさえわからないのです。
And that's because we can't open the freaking box! We can't open the box, man! Schrodinger's cat. Wow! Great! That's literally what I was talking about. That is literally what I was screaming about. We can't open the cat box. We can't open the box. That is what I just said. Why are you repeating after me, visual novel? Schrodinger's cat box. We can't freaking open the box. What is true? What isn't true? Great. If it isn't denied, even fiction can be truth. Through the media, these notebook pages had of course been shown to Eva as well, but in the end, she never broke her silence. That's crazy.
誰が何のためにメッセージボトルを？
Again, do both of them claim to be Maria?
事件10周年特集を組んだ雑誌が以前大々的に取り上げたでしょう。
Magazine that put together a special issue of the crime's 10th anniversary?
あの仮説が今日では最も支持を集めているようです。
Do you remember the magazine that put together especially for the crime's 10th anniversary? This is the one that garners the most support today.
しかし面白みには欠ける。あの島であの日何が起こったのか、それを考えるのがウィッチハントの醍醐味なのですな。
The witch hunt. Okay, that's what you're part of.
ウィッチハント？
ああ、ロッキン島ウィッチハントとは、この事件の真相をオカルトの側面から説明しようと試みるマニアの集いのことです。
You're part of it.
後宮蔵書から謎の2日間、そして黄金の魔女の伝説など、ロッケン島に関わる謎は今でもマニアの間で盛んに議論されているのです。10周年の時にはニューヨークで国際コンベンションも開かれました。私も日本の代表として参加してきましてね。海外の熱心なウィッチハンターと様々な交流をしてきましたよ。
Oh, what a sentence. I was able to have a variety of interactions with zealous overseas witch hunters. Hey y'all, we're witch hunters! Woo! Let's go, baby! Translation by witch hunt, Umineko when they cry. Now I see why they're called that. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
海外では魔女はとても人気のあるカテゴリーでしてね。参加者の年齢幅も下は小学生から上は著名な文化人まで実に幅広い。日本でも近年ようやく
Famous figures in the top. You probably don't need any more explanation, but he's one of the most famous Rokkenjima witch hunters in Japan. After that, he just kept continuing on excitedly all by himself, even though I'd never asked. I can just imagine Angie going like, didn't ask, plus ratio! You fell off, plus ratio! Alright, anyway. Never, I didn't ask. I just never asked. I didn't ask, bro. What's his name again? Otsuki? I didn't ask. As I swirled the thin film on my pottage with my spoon, I shrugged my shoulders and sighed. Oh. Maybe it really had been a waste of time to research about the message bottle. I disagree, and I still want to know if Maria claims to have written both of them, because we know Maria claimed to write the one that the fisherman had. Who claimed to have written the one that the police got? That was never stated to us. I don't think it was a waste. No, if there was one thing I'd gotten out of this, it was the knowledge that those pages, supposedly written by Mario and Echan. Oh, okay, so Mario supposedly wrote all of those. Both message bottles. Had actually been written by a different person faking her name. Okay. Faking her name, okay. And that person had taken it upon themselves to write an occult story, put it into a bottle as though it was the truth, and throw it into the sea. This raised questions for me. Yeah, this is gonna raise questions for everybody. If someone truly did impersonate Maria and send out those bottles, okay, and we know at least one of the bottles, whether you claim that the fisherman's bottle was fabricated or not, one of the bottles was definitely sent out during the day of the accident, because that was when the police found it. So clearly, and since we know in red that there are only 18 people, 18 humans on the island. Let's say someone did impersonate Maria. That we now know that it was one of the 18. Why would someone impersonate Maria? Why did that person write a diary, you know, of this family member or servant? Write a diary of the events that happened on those 2 days, specifically those 2 days, right? Did they write the diary for every family conference? Or did they know that this epitaph was gonna happen? If they knew that this epitaph was gonna happen, then it's between Kenzo and Maria and a few of the servants, of course. No one else really knew that this was gonna happen. Even though Rudolph knew he was going to die in episode 1, I'm not convinced that he knew that this riddle was gonna happen. And of course, like my first point was why would they impersonate Maria? Why would they act like they are Maria? Why would they write those message bottles as if they are Maria? Even though they must be aware that their handwriting doesn't match Maria's. What is their goal? Why would they put all the attention onto Maria if those bottles truly weren't written by Maria? Why would they willingly just give her the attention for it? Was it because that person knows that Maria is into the occult stuff? Was it because they're very aware of it? Or is there another reason? I'm staring at the One Piece volumes on top of me, on the bookshelf on top of me as I'm thinking about this, and I'm just seeing Luffy's face just staring at me, just screaming like in the official, and I'm like, you idiot! Why are you asking these questions? I'm sorry. I'll keep reading. Okay. Why did they go to all the trouble of writing so much in order to prepare a suspicious letter like that? With a message bottle, there would be no guarantee that it would ever pass into anyone's hands. If their luck had been bad, it could have sunk in the ocean and never been seen by anyone. And even if someone were to pick it up, they might have thrown it away without even thinking twice about it. Why did they entrust their confession of the truth to the sea in such an uncertain method? And why did they write up multiple different tales? If it is the same person that wrote both magic bottles, do they have the same writing style? That's another question. If they have the same writing style, does that mean they were written by the same person? That is a big hint. It doesn't guarantee, but it is a big hint that they were written by the same person. If there had been one message bottle claiming that its story was the truth, would be reckless, but not impossible. However, because there were two, that made both of them doubtful. If someone was planning to make out those two mysterious tales to be the work of a witch, that was really superfluous. And because there were two, it suggested that an undiscovered third one, or possibly even more, might exist. In other words, the two having different contents was making it even harder to take either of them at face value. But despite their differences, the contents of the two matched in that both tales told of a witch. Does that mean that this is what the writer wanted to tell us? I can only imagine that this was a crime committed for pleasure by someone who wanted to create an illusion of a witch. But 17 people, excluding Aunt Eva, lost their lives, and a vast inheritance, and maybe even 10 tons of gold, changed hands behind the scenes. It just doesn't make sense for the confession coming at the end of all that to be this fantasy about a witch. And Eva, post-death, has not confessed. She hasn't put a will or anything like that to confess to her crimes or anything like that. She just died with the truth. Straight up, in 1998, she just died with the truth. It just doesn't make sense for the confession coming at the end of all that to be this fantasy about a witch. I don't need to hear the magazine's reasoning to find it extremely doubtful whether the message bottles really are diaries. After all, the amount of writing was massive. It's hard to imagine that someone actually caught up in the middle of a serial murder like that would have been able to calmly write it down. In that case, it's probably more realistic to say that these diaries were written slowly over a long period of time before the day prior to the accident. In which case, would that mean that everything in Rokujima was premeditated and prepared for over a long stretch of time? The fact that Aunt Eva left this world without saying anything is detestable. She definitely told me on her deathbed. She definitely said that her reason for not telling me the truth was because it was the best way of harassing me. She did say that. Because by doing that, it would feel horrible for you, right? And she hates you. By now I'm painfully aware of it. Of all the things Aunt Eva did to harass me, this was probably the last and the greatest. Yeah. But now that I start to think of it this way, it's pretty doubtful that Aunt Eva is the true culprit. Of course, this isn't because the handwriting in the message bottle differs from Aunt Eva's or anything like that. It's because in both discovered tales, Aunt Eva was included among the victims. Two bottles, possibly more. The contents of the bottles are different. 3 episodes. We're now in episode 4. The contents of the 3 episodes, the murder contents of the 3 episodes are different. And Aunt Eva died in episode 1 and 2. Does that mean that somehow crossing through out of time and space or whatever, Maria's bottles from both episode 1 and 2 got out? They were both found. But the bottle from episode 3 Because Eva is the sole survivor. Eva confiscated it, destroyed it, hid it. That's why it was never found. If you go by that theory, that adds up with everything. Aunt Eva died in episode 1 and 2, didn't die in episode 3. In the 2 bottles, it does say that Eva died. In episode 3, Eva didn't die, she was the sole survivor. The bottle for episode 3 was never found, because Eva took it, destroyed it, something like that. Eva didn't want that bottle to go out, get out there, didn't want to explain it. But because the other 2 bottles were out of time and space, out of the episode 3 space time, Eva couldn't do anything about them getting out. So when they got out and they were revealed to the world, Eva stayed silent? This mystery is just getting more and more insane. If the writer of these diaries was the culprit, then maybe Aunt Eva had also been one of the targets to be killed. Aunt Eva had survived because something had gone wrong. Or maybe Eva had survived because something had gone right. Because of my hate for Aunt Eva, I had believed until now that she had to be the culprit. But now that you've seen the other perspective, now that you're trying to open your second eye, you've seen it from a different dimension, you see that maybe there's something else going on. But the existence of the magic bottles was making me suspect that the mastermind was a far more profound and unknown person than her. I looked at the clock. I'd asked everything I wanted to. Time to go. As he continued to speak fervently, I volunteered that I wanted to bring this discussion to a close. He seemed to be aware that he had gotten excited and talked too much, so he accepted this without resistance.
今日は本当にありがとうございました。貴重なお話が聞けたと思います。
いえいえ、ウィッチハントの新しい仲間に若いお嬢さんを迎えできて本当に楽しかったです。
I'll never get over the witch hunt stuff. Oh, that's funny.
今日は歌詞を変えてしまったのでお見せできなかった貴重な資料がいくつもあります。
Precious documents I can show you because of this change to different venue.
次の機会の時にはぜひそれをお見せしましょう。
Precious documents, you say? Okay.
ありがとう先生。最後に聞いてもいいですか？
Could I ask you one more thing?
はい、何でしょうか。
What is it?
先生はどうして魔女に、いえ、神秘学や悪魔学に興味を？
それを言われると恥ずかしい。不思議な力が使えたなら意地悪なガキ大将にも負けないのに。という子供の頃の妄想がそのままライフワークになってしまっただけです。
Maybe like Maria almost.
未知なる力への憧れというプリミティブな願望は今も昔も普遍的ですからな。
先生はなれるものなら魔女になりたいですか？思うがままに魔法を使ってみたいという夢を今も？
もちろんですとも。この年になりそういうものが実在しないと理屈では分かっていても、それでもなお空を飛んでみたい、鉄くずを黄金に変えてみたいという子供のような夢は忘れられずにいます。学生たちにはどうか内密に。
I will say we have not seen a single male witch so far in this visual novel, so don't worry, Otsuki, your chances were never high to begin with. But I don't know, maybe I could be proven wrong. Maybe we'll see a male witch in the future, but I don't know. Ronovi's just a butler after all. He's a demon. Doesn't count.
私が実は魔女だと言ったらお信じになります？
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. But guess what, Angie? I think if you asked him, if you asked him this question, and I quote, if I told you that I raised my hand yesterday at 5 p.m., would you believe it? Quote, I think Amin, I'm talking as Amin now, I think he'd believe that. But I don't think he'd believe that you're saying that you're a witch. I think he's more inclined to believe it because he's an occult researcher. I don't think he'd believe you're a witch. Despite him being an occult researcher and all that. Because it's such a... Because it's something that has a lot of... It affects a lot of things. Let's see what he answers though.
女は魔女であるというのが私のささやかな女性経験からの持論です。
I hate that answer. Angie snorted at the old professor, who was undoubtedly an earnest scholar, and unlike he had any experiences with women at all. I love how this isn't Angie this isn't Angie just like roasting him. This is Angie genuinely thinking that that's the truth. Like, Angie's just like I'm I'm probably the first woman he's talked to genuinely in like 5 years. And I'm only talking to him because I want info. I mean, the only women that talk to this guy are probably women that are interested in the murders. You know, find the truth of the murders, not because they actually care about this guy. And the thing is, she's not even insulting him or anything like that. Nah, it's just like she's thinking this in her head. She's noting at this and she's thinking in her head. I doubt this guy has a lot of experiences with women. I doubt it. You know what I mean? This is a very rare occasion for him. You know what I mean? I'll let him I'll let him be happy for today and then I'll leave. I probably won't talk to him again. Alright. I mean, I guess his only experiences with talking with women will be like his university students. But that again, that doesn't really count because you're a professor and students. That's not a proper talk. Um, I mean, it is, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't. It's not like this. We go to a restaurant and you have a meal. Although, if a professor went to a restaurant like this with one of their students, I would be very sus about that. You know, he professor just takes a 22-year-old female student, you know, 55-year-old professor takes a 20-year-old female student to a restaurant. I'm just saying, I would not. I don't know about that one. Like, why would they even talk about, yo? Why would they? I mean, Agent and him are talking about this occult stuff, so I guess it kind of works out for them because Angie's already interested. I don't really know, but what would they even talk? There's like a 35 or something year age difference between the ages that I just described. What did I say? 22-year-old, 30 something plus 33 year age difference there. That's insane. So you know what? Funny roast from Angie though. Great roast.
そうそう。最後にもう一つだけ質問を。
One final question before I leave your dusty face.
先生はメッセージボトルの実物をご覧になったことは？
There's two bottles. Why are you asking for one singular bottle there, Angie?
ありますとも。
では、その筆跡についてもお詳しいですか？
もちろん。
Okay!
その道の専門家ではありませんが、メッセージボトルの筆跡に関してだけは日本で最も詳しいと自負していますとも。
So is Angie gonna show him the diary, or is she not? It's a risky thing to do, though. It's a risky thing to do. Because if she shows him the diary, she's gonna reveal the diary's existence to someone else. Although she could play it off nonchalantly, I don't know how well that would work. Especially this guy who's already super interested in all of this. And if he notices that the handwriting is the same, or whatever. If he notices that the handwriting is the same, I don't know what that could mean for Angie. At that point, Angie set a book on the table with a thought. Okay! Alright, no hesitation. She's just gonna show him. Okay, I thought she was gonna be more careful with that, but now, okay. Alright, let's just show him this diary that, you know, has been lost in the 12 years because she took it.
これは初めて見るものです。
He prided himself on this thorough knowledge of all literature related to Rokkenjima, but he looked bewildered at this binding that he had never laid eyes on before. I'll also say, I'm assuming this guy's aware that Enji is Anushiromiya and that she is a child of you know of two of the family members that got murdered there, right? I mean, I'm assuming because he's so interested in all the occult stuff, he must be aware of all the families that went to the island and all the different people. To theorize as much as he did for the last 12 years, he must know about Rudolph and Kitty and Backer and all of them, right? So he must know, and if he knows about Angie or who he's talking to, he must know that she is a child of them, right? And so if he knows that much, this is a fantastic opportunity for him to ask her questions, right? Because he knows she's you know, while she's not a survivor of the incident, she is quite literally directly a part of the family. There are going to be things she knows that most people in the public don't know. So the fact that he hasn't asked her many questions is also interesting to me. Did she just not tell him her identity? But then why would some random professor meet up with this random woman? Is it because of the money she had? The Ishiroma wealth, of course, that she obtained. But no, Angie right now should be a celebrity. Now that Eva's dead, right? Angie should be a celebrity, straight up. And you know, because she got the inheritance. So, and Sumodero family looking all over for her. So, I don't know. But let's just keep reading. Let's see. Ignoring him, Angie silently flipped through the pages, opened to one of them, and showed him. On that page was a handwritten paragraph beginning to my dear witch apprentice. Beginning with my dear witch apprentice. Is this Beato talking to Maria, or is this Maria talking to herself? Calling herself a witch apprentice. And at the end, there was a signature in capitals that said Beatrice, katakana. Interesting. So Beato wrote that in Maria's diary.
それは
The instant he glanced at it, his face went pale. She knew the answer before asking, but Angie asked it aloud anyway.
このページに記されている文章の筆跡はメッセージボトルの筆跡と一致しますか？
いや、持ち帰って詳しく調べないことには。
Yeah, don't fall for that, Angie. Don't fall for that, Angie. Yeah, but she's smart though. She wouldn't fall for that.
失礼だが、この本は一体どこに？
The man stretched out his hand, but Angie nimbly pulled it out of his reach, as though telling him not to touch it with his filthy hands.
ありがとう。
The amount of disrespect Angie has just shown this guy. Like, my book, get out, filthy hand. The amount of disrespect, but without audibly being disrespectful. Just, her personality is so vibrant. Angie's personality is just so, arigato, I'm done. Alright. She does not smile, by the way. Angie, her face, her eyebrows are always pointed down. She never smiles. She's just stern. I get to the point. She's a very serious woman. Get to the point. That's how she is. I like it though.
その反応だけで結構です。今日はありがとうございました。これ、お約束の謝礼です。
Oh, so she promised him a reward. Okay. As she stood up, clutching Maria's diary, Angie casually tossed a wad of 10,000 yen notes wrapped with a band of paper into the table. 10,000 yen notes, so $100 notes. Very nice. Very nice. That is a great reward. As she turned her back to him and made to leave, the man raised his voice as though clinging to her. But Angie never stopped walking. That's pathetic from that guy. Oh, Tsuki, professor? Pathetic. But Angie...
お願いだ。その本は一体 謝礼はいらない。その本を見せてくれ。
私とあなたはウィッチハントの同志だけど、求める深さが
Damn
違うみたい。あなたが楽しんでるのは猫箱の外側、そして私が知りたいのは猫箱の内側。
Are you going to be able to do that without being able to open the cat box? What do you think, Angie?
そしてこの一冊はその猫箱を開く鍵ね。あなたには過ぎてるわ。じゃあね。Goodbye, gentlemen. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. I like the way she said that. It's such a soft voice. Have a nice day. I'm off. Is freaking Amakusa gonna say cool? Have a nice day. This is the second time she said that, isn't it? Have a nice day. Is freaking Amakusa gonna show up and be like, cool? That was cool how you did that to him, huh? Cool. Alright. So she's saying that the book is going to be able to open the cat box. That is a very interesting thing to claim. Oh, baby! His voice didn't reach her. She had already joined up with Amakusa and gone into their car. Oh, baby. He's calling her Sumadera rather than calling her Shiromiya. I see, so maybe he doesn't know. She hid her identity. Oh, but no! But even if she did hide her identity, he must know that Sumadera are connected to the Shiromiya because Kiri is a Sumadera. But I guess she faked her identity completely, claimed she was the daughter of another family completely. Like, no, I'm not Kiri's daughter, I'm someone else's daughter. But I'm still Sumadera. Alright. His voice didn't reach her. She really joined up with okay. Amakusa, you gonna say cool now? Cool!
収穫はありましたか？
Alright, that's where we'll end it. Amakusa Juice saying, did you find anything after, she had that long talk with the guy. Yeah! That was a good part of Umineko when they cry. A lot of just new information about bottles, about... Obviously we learned about the professor. I mean, we could call him Professor Otsuki, but we can also call him Pathetic Professor if you guys want to do that. Thankfully, I've never met a professor like that in real life. Let's hope that the professors I meet next week are not gonna be like that. Well, actually, I don't mind it. What am I saying? I don't mind if they're like that. You know what I mean? As long as they're good teachers, I don't care about their personality. They can be into the occult all they want. You know what I mean? Like, just teach me my freaking thermodynamics, and I'll leave home. I'll study on my own. Actually, I don't study at home. I can't study at home. I can't focus at all. Actually, I have to go to the library at uni to study. I don't mind then. Just give me good lessons. Let me learn good, and then I'm good. But yeah, this has been a good part of Umineko when they cry. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves as well. I will see you guys next time for some more Umineko. We'll continue on with Angie's story here, seemingly. And then maybe... I will also say that this episode has had an extreme lack of in-island experiences, which I really like. I really like. The moment... Because I feel like the visual level is self-aware in a way where it realizes you get the point. You know what I mean? We understand the point. People are gonna get murdered. Bing bada boom bada bing bada bam. We don't have to spend that much time in the island. So you know what? We'll spend a lot of time outside the island and give you new info that you never knew about before. And I love that so much. And I'll also say, I love the fact that even then, within the island, things are changing. Things are different than what they have been in previous episodes. You know what I mean? Kinzo's now actually gonna go down to make sure that the proper inheritor to the Shiromiya family is brought about, because Cross is too pathetic. This is something that he's never thought about in previous episodes. He didn't care, right? He was like, I'll leave it to Cross, I guess. I don't know what he's thought then, but this is the first episode he goes, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna actually act this out before I'm done. Before I give up my life for Beato and hope for a miracle. So there's that. Um. So honestly, just based on that, this has been my favorite start to any episode yet. I will say, simply because of how different it is and how we get to learn so many new things based on the context of the things we already know, right? Um, so favorite start, I guess I think we've already passed the 10 parts, are we? So I think these first 10 parts of episode 4 have been the best 10 parts out of any episode of Umineko that we've done so far, which is very high praise because episode 3 had a decently strong start as well. So there's that. Um, Now, if episode 4 can just pull through to the end, and keep up this quality. The thing with episode 4, it doesn't just have to keep up this quality, it does have to raise the quality. Because episode 3, while it didn't have as good of a start as episode 4, my goodness, did it have an absolute banger of a middle, actually more of an ending portion-ish than anything. Middle portion was good too, though. The middle portion was when, yeah, actually middle portion was great because that was when Virgilia was revealed to be inside Kumasawa and she had the fight with Beato. That was great. That was the middle portion. That was part of the middle portions. But the latter portions, man, those were unreal. Eva finding the gold, Rosa fighting after her, the second Twilight, and then, oh, and then Eva Trice. And even of course, even Beto tricking me. As much as I hate that, it was very well written how it all went down. So, episode 4 is to exceed that. Episode 4 is gonna have to do a lot. But I'll say this: it has exceeded the start of episode 3, which is the worst part of episode 3. I get in that sense, right? At least my least favorite part of it, because the ending portions, like I said, are absolute bangers. It's just so many climactic things happened, right? So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, and I guess I mean, I'm not gonna rank episodes just yet. I'm not gonna say what's my favorite episode and what's my least favorite episode just yet. I have already said episode 3 as being my favorite out of the question arc so far, and it still is. But I think I might do an episode ranking once I'm done with episode 8. Once I'm done with the whole visual novel, I might do the whole episode ranking what I think was the best episode. I think it was the worst episode. I'm sure I'll find the latter episode. The answer. The problem is, I guarantee y'all, I'll find the 4 answer arcs episodes to be better than all 4 question arc episodes, because I'm a sucker for plot twists. Okay, plot twists make me so involved in the story. Okay, something that recontextualizes everything. Okay, that really gets me into things. But okay, anyway, I've talked for long enough in this outro. I don't know what I've been talking about. Talking about a bunch of waffle. We'll continue this next time with more Angie's story. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this at least as much as I've enjoyed reading it. And I'll see you guys next time for more Umineko. Alright, y'all. Peace.